had class today. It's pretty cool.
You said it was a
It's really
critique?
weird with, yeah, it's like a midterm critique. So we're just showing our progress so far. Honestly, with Zoom calls, it's kind of weird because with critiques, you normally just like showcase your art. People look at it, they comment on it, and most of the time, like they'll comment on it before you even say anything about it, right? But
How?
with like Zoom calls, they'll just like go up to it and be like, "Oh, I like this. Like
Oh, but in a
this
Zoom call,
works
you
really
have to
well."
show them.
Yeah, and it becomes a presentation, right? So it's like you have to talk about your work first. You have to explain everything, and I don't enjoy that about it. But it's been good, like forcing me to learn how to talk about my work more.
So what do you say? Do you sound
Just
annoying? Are you like, look at this? Oh.
yeah, the street signs are actually a deeper symbol of life and death.
Telling me where to go, when to stop.
Yeah, when to do a U-turn.
I use green because
No, I'm never
go.
like that. I'm never that bad. I mean, sometimes like you kind of have to bullshit your way through something, but if you actually try, you're good.
Is anyone
So
mean
yeah,
to
I had
you?
class today. Sometimes, yeah. I
Wait, so
honestly,
if someone doesn't like something in the critique, do you guys tell each other like, "Hey,
yeah,
oh my
like
god."
that's a good critique though. Like most of them, people are really uncomfortable, so they'll just be like, "Oh, like it's nice," and like you don't get anything from that, right? So I'd
Mhm.
rather have someone be like, "Oh, like this doesn't work. This is like done poorly. Like you should have done this different." Like I really appreciate when people are like that because they're never like that.
People are going to listen to this and be in Twitter like, "I hate this."
Yeah. Yeah, but at least with the critique, you're like asking for it. When you're just on Twitter and someone's like, "This sucks," like
I
that's not
know. It's
really
like
helpful.
I just put this out there just cuz I'm minding my business. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does the teacher say anything or is it just students?
Oh, it's mostly the teacher, honestly.
Oh. They're like, "No, the
With
teacher
Zoom
doesn't say
calls, like
anything."
yeah, Zoom calls, like everyone's so quiet, right? Like you can like not be at your computer and no one's gonna call you out, right? So that's definitely a downside of having art school online. I almost like don't want to do this semester and just wait until like I can go back.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you planning on doing any art school after?
I want to. Art school, at first I was so stubborn. I was like, "No." But I don't know. I feel like it would be good to just learn. There's so many little art things that I don't know about. And even like something as simple as like a little tool that I wouldn't know to even use it or know to even do research on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, part of me is like, I want to go to art school so I can learn all the basics and everything. And then
Yeah.
after school, I can have the tools and do whatever I want. But also, part of
Yeah,
me is like, I don't want to go to school. I want to just do whatever I want.
for sure.
And I don't know. How
I
do you
think the
balance school
first
and
year of
art?
art school. Oh, sorry.
How do you balance school and art? Because that's something I'm worried about. Like, I'm worried I'm gonna go into art school and want to learn a lot, but I'm nervous it's gonna hinder everything
Right.
else.
Well, yeah, you definitely have to kind of make an agreement where it's like I'm going to make work for school to figure out what I'm trying to say, and it's probably not going to be that good, or it's not going to be good for Twitter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to have a better understanding of what you're trying to say with your art. So it's like a good investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the times, like the work I make for school, I still sell. Like I'll make prints of it. Like it's not a huge issue usually. Um, yeah, and it's definitely sometimes though where it's like I do not want to do school right now, and I'll just like draw whatever I want and then try to like fit it into a school context.
So, have you had moments where you think about school and you're like, I don't know,
A couple times,
I don't know if I
honestly,
should be in
where
school.
yeah, it was like the way my school goes about it first year, they like make you try everything. Like I was in a sewing class, like
Oh wow.
sewing, like screen printing, painting, drawing. I never did any sculpture classes, but they really make you try like everything just because you get so comfortable, right? So during those classes, sometimes it was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm paying money to like like make yarn. But like when you get further on in your schooling, like you start to understand what you're trying to do and it becomes a lot more enjoyable. Yeah.
So you're happy you're in art school.
I love it. Especially with COVID, like last semester, about halfway through, it got canceled. Like it became like they weren't even like, yeah, we're going to do it online. It was just like semester's over, whatever your grade is now, like that's it. And I don't like before it, I was kind of burnt by school. I was like, oh, I just want this to be over. And then COVID happens and I can't go to school. I'm like, I started to miss it. And like really, it really showed me like how crazy of an experience this is to be surrounded by like all these different artists. Like it's so inspiring being around that many people, right? And the teachers are all artists. Yeah, I love it.
Do the teachers and stuff know about you and like what you do outside of school?
I think some of them do.
Really?
I actually have a crazy. It's really not that crazy of a story, but it like really boosted my ego one day.
Ooh, tell me.
I was in a presentation. Yeah, I was in a presentation, right? And we are talking about this artist. Her name was like Joanne or something. So J-O. And then the teacher goes to type in her name and then he types J-O and like my website pops up. I'm like, why were you on my website, man?
That's so cool. So he knows who you are.
For sure.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I say crazy, but like it's really not that
Did
crazy.
Everyone see that? They were like
I bet like maybe one other person noticed. Maybe.
If I was there, I would have thrown paper at you, been like, oh my God, I saw that.
But yeah, if you can go to art school and it's not gonna like financially ruin you, I would recommend it.
That's crazy because that's something I have to really think about, you know, because I'm almost out of high school.
Yeah, you're in your last year, right?
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like, I don't know. Part of me is like, I just want to focus on like doing clothes and clothing drops and all this stuff that I'm doing now. But I think about my future and my life and I'm like, how long is art school?
It's like normally 4 to 5 years.
Yeah. So I think about those 4 years and I'm like, those are 4 years that I could really learn a lot and extend throughout my life and maybe in the future go to more classes for different things.
For sure.
And so I think about maybe I'm being stubborn just because I see right now and I just want to focus on right now. But I feel like not going to school would, I don't know. But part of me is like, everyone's brainwashing me.
I don't think so. I think the biggest thing about art school is like giving you a better grasp on what you're trying to say with your art. Like, don't go to art school if you're like trying to learn how to like paint or something, you know, like just watch YouTube for that, right? Which sounds crazy, but you can just go to YouTube, learn how to paint if you want to learn how to paint, right? But if you want to like learn what you're trying to say with your art, how to affect that better, like that's when I would recommend art school.
Dang. I'm going to bother you more about this when I get closer to that. Because I don't know. That's been like my thing lately. Like I have commissions and all this, but it's just like, well, after this, well, I don't know.